Hey everyone, it's Chris here with your Saturday night thingy. So where do you think I am? Go ahead and load up the comments with your best guesses, and I will tell you at the end of this where I am right now. You know, we started a new social media series yesterday. Thanks to Katie for getting that rolling. It's called Bite-Sized Bible Study, and I hope you saw it. It's going to be a weekly feature here on Facebook and on Instagram. So if you missed it, just scroll back a little bit through the postings and take a look for it. It looks like this. You see, there's a question to ponder, and then Katie will post a biblical reference to help you think about the question. And we hope this is something that you look forward to every week and that you share it with your friends. And we also hope that you participate, that you leave comments, and that it turns into an online conversation or discussion. So let me read the Bible story for this week's bite-sized Bible study to you. It's really short. There's only 3 verses, and it comes from 2 Kings chapter 2, verses 23 to 25. And it is, "From there, Elisha went up to Bethel. As he was walking along the road, some boys came out of the town and jeered at him. 'Get out of here, Baldy,' they said. 'Get out of here, Baldy.' So he turned around and he looked at them, and he called down a curse on them in the name of the Lord. And then 2 bears came out of the woods and mauled 42 of the boys. And Elisha went on to Mount Carmel, and from there on to Samaria." So the questions that we're supposed to ask, or supposed to think about around this story, are these. Why are times of transition so hard? And where do you see God during transition? And now at first, when you hear that story that I just read, it might not seem like a story about being in transition. It sounds more like a story of rejection or inhospitality, right? Because Elisha is traveling and a group of kids comes out of the town that he's headed to, and this group of kids, they tell him to get out of here. They call him Baldy, and so maybe it sounds like a story of insults. And then Elisha curses the kids and goes on his way. But as he does so, a couple of bears show up and maul a bunch of the kids. And so now it sounds like it's a story of trusting God to handle revenge while you move on with your life. But how is this a story of transition then? You know, maybe it's a story of transition because Elisha's role has just changed. Elisha has just transitioned from being Elijah's understudy to being a prophet in his own right. Right? And so maybe it's also a story of transition because Elisha is on his way from Jericho to Bethel. But this gang of kids was so unfriendly that he had to change his plans on the fly, right? He had to choose a new direction, and so now he's in that transition, that time of uncertainty. So our first question in the bite-sized Bible study is, why are times of transition so hard? And I would answer by saying that I hate it when my own plans are interrupted, because I work in these cycles of time, in the daily cycle, the weekly cycle, the monthly cycle, and I know what I have to accomplish in each one of those cycles. And I start every day. I start with an idea of what I have to get done. But then when life takes a turn and I don't get to do what I thought was important to do in that time, well, now I'm confronted with trying to figure out how to regain that lost ground or just move on. And there's tension there. There's a hassle there, to be honest. It's a hassle, right? And I don't like hassles. That's why transitions are hard for me. But our second question, where do you see God during that transition? And my answer is, your answer is probably different, but my answer is that God is there in the transitions, in that new destination, with new opportunities waiting for me. You know, I don't get to do what I previously thought was important. I don't get to do what I had all planned out. But now here's something else to do instead, right? We're going a different direction, and now there's something new. That's where God is. You know, in the Bible story that we read, Elisha had to change his plans. He was headed to Bethel, but the kids told him to get out of there, and so he kept going on toward Mount Carmel and Samaria. And God had a new set of things for him to do in those places. This year has been one long time of transition, it seems, and a long time of waiting, and a long time of wondering what is going to happen next. You know, we know it's difficult for you to meet with your First UMC friends that you used to see every Sunday and every Wednesday and every other time that you came during the week. And we know it's difficult to meet with your study groups right now. So our weekly bite-sized Bible study will be an easy way for you to do a little biblical thinking and discussing from the safety of your own home. So go to our Facebook and our Instagram pages, take a look at the bite-sized Bible study once a week, and post a comment or two. Get involved in this. Let's make this fun and interactive and shareable. Share it with your friends. So did you guess where I am? I'm coming to you from the lookout deck on top of the Carmelite Church and Monastery on top of Mount Carmel in present-day Israel. This is where Elisha redirected his travel plans. I took these pictures when Lisa and I were here in 2018. And you can see it's a hazy day, but even through the haze, the view from up here is fantastic. We're looking down on olive groves and farm fields in the Jezreel Valley. And if it weren't so hazy, we'd be able to see the city of Haifa and the Mediterranean Sea about 9 miles away to the west. And we'd be able to see Nazareth and Cana about 20 miles in the other direction. Mount Carmel is a beautiful spot, and we ran into some of my people on the way back down the hill. Check these out. You know, and I can't wait till we can travel again, because I'd love to come back here to Israel and Palestine, check out the mountain biking here, because it looks amazing. Anyway, that's what I have for you here tonight. Check out Bite-Sized Bible Study. It'll be out once a week on Facebook and on Instagram. And thanks to Katie Gruel, our new communications director, for getting that off the ground for us. If you want a little more depth on this story and on this theme, please join us on the live stream tomorrow morning at 8:30 and 10 o'clock. Pastor Matt is doing the teaching this week. And also don't forget that we have a video message for kids of all ages, and that'll be live on Facebook at 9:35 tomorrow morning. And if you want to know a secret, it's on our YouTube channel right now. So if you don't want to wait for the kids' message, you could go watch it pretty much immediately. Anyway, thanks for watching. I will see you tomorrow. And until then, have a great Saturday night.